Alright, so I've been piddling, trying to make a little radiator overflow tank. I just had some, obviously I had a bottle laying around, bent up some stainless straps, bolted up to the radiator mount, just stuck a regular old hose in there. We'll see how long that lasts. Originally I had a piece of tube and I was going to poke through the cap and then use the hose to tie to the tubing. I don't know if I thought I was just getting a little too fancy or what. That plus it's only a 1/4 inch tubing. It was relatively small, and that was outside diameter. I'm gonna try this for a little while. If I don't like it, free parts, I'll try over. All right, here's another little side project I'm getting going on. Originally I came in here and I was going to go ahead and I have the bezel and the whole faceplate that goes over here to hide this. For the most part, I believe I'm pretty well done with everything in here. I've been kind of procrastinating on putting it on because I didn't want to take it back off. So before I did that, one thing I've been wanting to do for a while is this little radio area here. Instead of just losing that empty space right there, I'm gonna go ahead and try to build a little pocket in here. I stick my cell phone or any other little odd and end stuff in there. So I'm gonna try to, that way I can use this area to work from. Here's all my little chicken scratch for this bezel area that I'm trying to build. Just took some rough measurements. Gonna play around with it. This is a little still overkill for what I'm building here, but I've already got it. It's just sitting around. If it's too difficult to build, then I'll dog off and see about getting some smaller, thinner gauge metal. I got some thicker stuff back there. That's what I used back there for this is the metal I used to box the rear end up, box the frame. But this right here is just a little 1/8 1/8 thick. Go ahead and see how we do. Okay, so this is what I got so far. This is going to be 7 inches deep, and measuring the two sides of the box, the bottom and the top. Each one of these I measure somewhere around 5 3/16. And all I did is the same way I built my fuse box, my glove box. Little box inside this in the glove box. Just a little box I made to put my fuse panel. But this is the same way I built it. All I did was score each corner of where this box is going to be. Now I'm going to go ahead and try bending it, make a box. By the time I finish this last cut, this trimming the last bit off of it, is where I realized that one thing I did not think about was if I wanted this box to be 7 inches deep, I don't have anything for the back wall or the back of the box. Everything will land on in here. Whatever I put in this little box go in here. If it's going to be 7 inches deep, I should have added another 2 inches here to fold back up and make the back side. I mean, here's my cell phone right there, so it's over 7 inches, the box that is, not the cell phone. So I mean, I could make it shorter and just have it stick out like that. If I was only do if it's got to be a 2-inch back, I could fold half up. And to be honest, all you need really is a lip to keep something from sliding back there. I don't know. Let me brainstorm. I'll get back. All right, so I got it beat somewhat square. This right here is a seam. I got these clamps holding it right in place. I'm gonna go ahead and take the welder to it, tack it in a couple spots, As far as that back end of it, I've just decided I'm going to go ahead and I got some scrap metal here that just happens to be big enough, just barely, but it'll work. I'm just going to go ahead and I'll cut this to shape and cut it to size and throw it on the back there. Tack weld it as well. Alright, so I pretty much cut everything I want to cut on it. It actually turned out better than I thought. So I've already test fit it, and I'm gonna have to use both hands to get it in place, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here it is. Hopefully the lighting works, but I did make one mistake. Evidently my measurements were off. I can get the bottom of it fit in there just right, but then I got this lip up top. So evidently the top, I didn't quite make this box tall enough. So sitting here brainstorming, trying to figure out how to correct it, and I figure, oh, well, I'll make the top fit correctly and I'll leave this little lip at the bottom. And when I say lip, that means it's just, there's a gap, not so much a lip. The plan is I'll put another piece, and in fact I've already started it. I don't know if you can see, but I cut some little grooves in it right there so that it fits in there. So it fits in there nice and flush. Like I said, I got a gap. I'll put a plate underneath that gap and make a lip. That way I have like a small shelf. Alright, so this is what it looks like, the little tab. Pay no attention to the booger welds. Don't care, it's going to be out of sight. The hole is much larger than it needed to be. It's only like a 3/8 inch bolt, but evidently I measured it wrong from the side. So I drilled 3/8 hole where I thought it should be, or where I measured it. Turns out when I actually installed this piece, it should have been way over here. So I just took my step bit there and wallered it out. I've got a washer this size behind it, so I got plenty of room. This thing is not wobbling around. It's in there tight only because the lip on that cutout holds it in tight. So that's that. Here's my little lip that I'm going to be putting on the bottom. You can barely see. I took a cut off wheel and just scored it. That's where my bend mark will be. I'm trying to decide whether I want the scores here, if I want to bend up or if I just flip it over like this and bend it up like that with the score on the bottom. Still have to put it back on it, and then I'll be done. The more I think about it, I'm only going to go with this one tab. It's tight, it ain't going nowhere. It's just a pocket. Alright, so here's what the bottom's going to look like. I'll grind it, smooth it. I tend to just leave it as spot welds only because I'll end up overdoing it and blowing holes or something. That's what happened over here. I didn't really blow holes, but I wanted to try to make it nice and smooth and pretty, but tended to overdo it. So I'm just spot welding it. It'll work until it don't. Alright, so I got it installed. It don't look bad. I mean, you look close enough, you'll see some imperfections. There's a little bit of glue there in the corner. You can see that lip. There's a gap between the lip and where the side plating starts. But overall, well, and this gap right here too, I'm gonna have to figure out what's up with that. I wonder if I can loosen that up and drop it down. Loosen that nut up and drop it down. But yeah, you can see the visual gap up under there. But it's probably one of those things that you only notice because you're the one that built it. So that's the end result. I might tweak it a little bit, like I said, try try to loosen it up and see if I can drop it down, fill that gap. But other than that, I'm happy with it. It turned out better than I was expecting.